Hello, people of God. I'm Paul James. Welcome to The Let Out. This week we talked about the importance of overcoming fear. Fear is feelings of anxiety caused by a perceived threat to our safety and well-being. It's important that we realize that being fearful is a part of being human. Oftentimes in faith, we deny fear, and therefore we get detached from what's really going on inside of us. Fear distorts perception, it delays purpose, and it dissociates personality. That is, it's okay to be fearful, but it's not okay to live that way. The best way to overcome our fear is tapping into our personal power. There's a story in the New Testament where the Apostle Paul is giving his young charge Timothy the courage to live through life and work through his difficulties. You see, Timothy had a problem with fear, and he gives him 4 points of personal power that help him to overcome his fear. The first thing that Paul tells Timothy to do is to tap into the power of being real. He said to Timothy, I am reminded of your sincere faith. The point is that when you're feeling fearful, it's so important that you simply be authentic. Examine your fears, get to the bottom of your fears, but never let your fears control you. Secondly, Paul told Timothy to tap into his personal power of spiritual heritage. And he said this in 2 Timothy chapter 1. He talks about the faith that first lived in his grandmother Lois and in your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded now lives in you also. All of us come from somewhere as it relates to faith. And even if that is not your family, there is some influence that has taught you how to explore your faith and how to reckon with who God is. Paul also told Timothy to tap into the power of his spiritual gifts. He wasn't talking about talent as much as he was spiritual gifts. Look at what the text says. For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. While talent has to do with innate skills that God has put in us, gifts are those expressions of God that he's placed in us to change the world and to crash through our fears. And lastly, Paul told Timothy to tap into his personal power of spirit filling. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Paul is telling Timothy that he has the power of God inside of him, and that he has the capacity to love difficult people, and that he also has the mental acuity that he can call on to confront every challenge and face every fear with success. And here's a final thought. Love is the best tool of overcoming fear. 1 John 4:18 said it this way. There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. God is challenging you and challenging me in the most difficult time in maybe our lifetimes, and the most divided time in our nation, that we must learn to love one another. It is not hate that divides us, but it is actually a failure to love because of fear. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to these videos. And I'll see you next time, right here in The Let Out.